Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
Alright, so now it's finally time for me to look at Clive Barker's Hellraiser.
Hellraiser, coming out September 18th, 1987, where a woman is having an affair with a really bad guy.
I mean, you might have heard a plot like this in some romance movie, but this is a little bit different. Where she's feeding the guy skin so she can grow back his skin to escape the Cenobites who are trying to torture him.
And sadly, I've not read the book, so I can't really talk about the differences between them, but I can at least review the movie for how good it is.
And so, let's look at Hellraiser, and hope I don't have to do any more of the sequels. Please hope I don't have to do any more of the sequels.
So the movie begins with Frank's pleasure, wanting the box and buying it, and of course, opening the box that he bought.
And so, he opened the box, sending his soul to hell, to be tortured forever, which, I know I never read the book, but I do know this. That in the book, he actually did want that, but he kind of wanted to be regular S&M and, hot chicks. But he got minus the hot chicks and plus a lot more torture.
And so, after I really don't know how long, they really don't specify, is his brother moving into his house, his stuff being there because he is in hell. But they of course think he just left. Then some guys bring in a mattress. And his daughter, Christy Cotton, gets there.
The final girl of the movie was, oddly enough, not in the movie that much.
And so we see his wife meeting Frank and her cheat on her husband with him. But during this flashback, Larry cuts himself really damn bad, looking like a bitch. And this blood drips to the floor, bringing Frank back to life.
With some really damn good effects. God damn, that is fucking awesome!
And so Frank is now brought back to life from the blood, as we go to dinner, and she goes and finds Frank, who's all kinds of screwed up.
Who's played by a different actor when he's skinless, because that is a lot of prosthetics to wear.
And so he needs blood to bring himself to life. Her seeming odd to Christy is when her and her boyfriend leave, she talks about how she hates her stepmom.
Oh yeah, she is her stepmom, by the way. I'm gonna explain that now, so that makes it slightly less fucked up. Just slightly.
As she of course remembers the great fucking they had. So she decides to help Frank by going to a bar and picking up random guys to murder them.
And even though I'm reviewing the unrated cut, I will say this. This movie does some pretty damn good gore for a late 80s movie. Even if it's just watching the uncut version.
And so she cleans off the blood as Frank fucking ate him, being slightly more whole.
But oddly enough, it only partly brought him back. Only partly, even though she's guessing by the amount of blood she got from his brother, which was very little, and it brought him back. That probably should bring him way more back. It probably should take him like 2 bodies to be fine.
And so Julia cleans blood as Larry comes home because she really has to time her killings better. And so he explains that they have to stay away from the Cenobites.
And if this is your first time watching the movie, then I'm guessing you're disappointed that there isn't much Pinhead, but if you don't like this, you're definitely not going to like any of the sequels.
And so we go back to Kirsty, where she meets a homeless guy who sold Frank the box eating bugs.
Which is a great source of protein. The only problem with this, though, is that he's eating them live, which is kind of disgusting.
And so we go back to Julia, who kills more men as Frank eats them, him being more complete, finally explaining what happened to her by telling her that the box opens a way to pleasure of heaven and hell, mostly the lot pain. And so that night, Larry starts to get suspicious about something. Being upstairs, they go to have sex, when Frank likes to screw them as they are about to do it by cutting open a damn rat.
I don't understand you. Hey, one minute you're all over me, and the next.
Dude, how do you not smell that? I mean, a dude with no skin behind you cutting open a rat. You're gonna smell something. What, can you not smell? God damn. You should at least be able to hear. I mean, that shit definitely should make some noise. Really, what the hell?
As so, he talks to Kirsty about asking her why she feels so bad and check up on it, looking like she is cheating, but it's so much worse that her uncle is flesh-eating people who bring his skin back.
Oh, god damn. That is so much worse than your stepmother cheating your father. God damn, that is so much worse. You'd rather have that than that.
Kirsty, it's Frank. It's Uncle Frank.
No.
You remember?
No!
Come to Daddy.
Get the fuck off of me!
Ugh. Please don't say that word. I just reviewed Nightmare on Elm Street 2, and I really don't want to hear that word again or anybody call themselves daddy. Ugh, especially not anybody that's into SMM. Oh, thank you. That makes so much better. I bet he just wishes he didn't have a working nervous system.
And so she grabs the puzzle box that Frank tells her not to take, and so she throws it out the window and takes it, and runs, fainting and waking up at the hospital, them asking questions and giving her the box.
You do realize that that is evidence. You shouldn't leave it with the suspect, right? Oh well, she has to open it somehow anyway to bring out the Cenobites.
And yeah, she does open the box, but instead of chains coming out, open the gateway to hell, where whatever the hell this thing is there, and she finally get the Cenobites.
The box. You opened it. We can.
Yes, finally, the lead Cenobite, Pinhead. Which Pinhead was actually named, the fans gave him, not the creators. They actually just called him lead Cenobite, but he got that nickname because, he's badass. And there wasn't even meant to be lead Cenobite. It was, most of them couldn't talk because of their makeup, so most lines went to him. And I'm glad that they did.
And the scenes with the Cenobites are easily the best part of the movie, as they want to take her, but she bargains, saying that she will take them to Frank. And so they leave.
And here's some cool Pinhead lines that I couldn't fit into the review, and I'm just going to put them in here.
We'll tear your soul apart.
Pinhead is so cool.
And so it's finally to show Larry what has happened, and this happens after they show him.
If you couldn't tell this is Frank, you're very, very stupid.
And so he uses his new brother's dick as she goes inside, thinking that Frank is her dad, even though he has blood on his head, and her actual dad looks way worse than Frank did when she saw him, and the Cenobites want the person who did it. And so she learns the truth, that he is really Frank. And so when he goes to stab her, he accidentally stabs Julia, but he might as well finish it.
It's nothing personal, babe.
Because, I don't know, why the hell not? You already started, you might as well finish.
And so he chases after her, and for some odd reason he keeps calling himself Frank.
Hush now. Everything's all right. Frank's here. Dear old Uncle Frank.
What an odd thing to say.
No.
Because he's an idiot. He should have known that she would have opened the box, because he said not to do anything with it, so she's gonna do exactly what you told her not to say. So you should have expected this, you dumbass.
And so now Frank is taken to hell by the Cenobites.
Jesus wept.
Okay, that's a pretty cool line, but the only problem with that is, I don't know what it means.
After that, they still want Christy. And then so she runs away, of course, and she finds Julia with the puzzle box in her hands, chains on her face.
Yeah, she sat on the mattress while dying and solved the puzzle box. Why the hell did she do that, idiot? Well, she wanted to go to hell.
Or whatever, so Christy starts solving the puzzle box, making them go away, making them go to hell.
And here's some more lines that I could not fit into the review, and I'll just show them now.
We have such sights to show you.
Go to hell!
Because the lines in the second half of this movie are really damn good.
And so they're sent back to hell. All of them. Even this thing, for some reason, that is there. And her boyfriend is also alive.
Oh, I almost completely forgot our boyfriend. I think I mentioned him like once, maybe, but I could have took him out the review entirely, and I don't think anybody would have noticed, because he's not important at all. He's just here for the final scene. He does absolutely nothing, so I easily could have cut him out. But I didn't.
And so she throws the puzzle box to fire. And this homeless guy pulls it out, and
Okay. I don't think I have a joke for that at all.
What's your pleasure, sir?
Okay, so the puzzle box can show the future? Oh, whatever, it doesn't matter. This ending was retconned anyway in the sequel. So anyway, that was Clive Barker's Hellraiser, and well, I do enjoy it. I don't enjoy it as much as other people do.
And if you expected Pin and the other Cenobites, you probably wouldn't like this movie as much. And the effects in the movie are gory and really well done. Clive Barker's a good director. The first half isn't the best. I mean, it's fine. It's fine when it works with. It's fine. I do enjoy it, but it's not my favorite horror movie, really. It's enjoyable. It's probably it's a great movie. Doug Radley does a great job when he is Pinhead or the lead Cenobites. And the rest of the Cenobites also do good. And the second half, I think, is actually way better. I mean, it has the Cenobites. It's just much better. Frank has his skin. Christy is now actually the main character, mostly the final girl. Julie is, not the main character of the movie anymore. And I think it's actually much better. And I prefer it. But the first half is still good, with it being interesting and setting up the second half, which is so much better. But either way, the movie is good. And I guess they gotta leave the other stuff for the sequel. And so, I do like this movie, and I'm gonna give Hellraiser a 4 out of 5, because giving it a 3 feels a little low.
And so, next week, it's finally time for me to look at a horror remake. Which one? Well, let's just hope it's a good one.
Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, silver shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, silver shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, silver shamrock.
Steven isn't doing very well to Springwood High.
As in failure.
Can't fit in.
We're going to have to take some drastic action.
Can he get out of school early? Freddy keeps teaching him a lesson. on the next Freddy's Nightmare.